This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Well, it actually is.
Okay.
You're here with Jay and Marie
Oh,
and our imaginary horses, and this is lunch break.
we just come here to tell you that it's new episode.
And we just got back from herding some cattle, and now we're gonna have some beans around the campfire and share a Reddit story with you. That was terrible, but we're sticking with it. So we're reading from a subreddit, Tales from the Job, and it's just exactly as it sounds, Tales from the Job. Crazy stories, fun stories, just share with the community, and we're gonna share a story with you. But before we do, Marie, what should our viewers do?
Oh, they have so much stuff to do before we start. So you need to press the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. You need to press the like button right now, or you can wait until the end. But
You're gonna like it.
share it with your friends, share it with your coworkers, you know, people who can be interested in this kind of content. And yeah, we here Monday to Friday at 12.
During your lunch break, so make sure you catch us. Cable Guy and Hoarder. Back in the day, I went out on a service call that I'll never forget. The moment I stepped inside, the stench of dirty cats and garbage hit me like a wall. I'm sorry, that's just a wild sentence. All right. Right by the front door, trash bags were stacked high, and as I walked down the hallway, there were even more bags piled along the walls. By the time I reached the living room, I couldn't believe how bad it was. I knelt down to check the modem, only to realize too late that my knee had landed in a damp patch of cat urine soaked into the carpet.
I have a chills.
The women tried making small talk while I worked, telling me she was a psychiatrist and that clients actually came to her home for sessions. I remember thinking, how could anyone sit through an appointment in this house? The whole situation made me feel bad for her, but I kept my thoughts to myself and finished the job. Fast forward almost 10 years later, I got called back to the same address. This time a new tenant was living there. Walking in gave me instant flashbacks of how awful it used to be. I even mentioned the previous owner in passing, and the tenant just shook their head. Later, while I was crawling under the house to do some basement work, I could still smell that familiar stench of cat urine. There was cat hair clinging to everything down there, a lasting reminder of just how bad the place once was. It's been years, but that house is still burned into my memory as one of the worst service calls I've ever had.
So, how I understand, in the end, there's a new tenants and house is much better right now.
The house is, but the crawl space under the house,
Still full of all of this scents and remain of
cats. And if you're not familiar with the crawl space is, just think of it as a really, really tiny basement that's under your house where all the electrical wire, plumbing, gas lines, all that stuff is run into the house. And it's usually just like a small compartment that's usually big enough for you to crawl under and do the work that you need to do. So obviously, they didn't clean it out when the new people moved in. They probably cleaned the hell out of that house. Cleaned it up so much before the next group moved in. But that crawl space still has those memories. I picked the story specifically because once upon a time I was a cable guy who worked in many different types of homes.
type of experience do you have?
Plenty of experiences like this.
One the most.
That really depends on what you're asking. If you're asking for like a situation specifically like this, one of the first homes that I did by myself was exactly like this. Lots of cats, literally like cats all over the place, cats all over the backyard, just like piles of food everywhere. And don't get me wrong, if you know us, like we have cats. But like I give all credit to you. You do a good job, Marie, of making sure everything's clean, they're fed, they're not crazy. But like some people just let them run wild. And like this place smelled like cat piss. Litter boxes all over the place, but you know, they were missing most of the time. You can see it. And on top of that, those roaches.
I cut you up so bad. You're gonna wish I know cut you up so bad.
I was removing.
I have a chills again.
Yeah, it's removing a cover to this module on the wall, this power module. And I opened it, and literally, I swear to God, just a wall of roaches just came flooding out of that thing. And this was like one of my first jobs on my own. So like,
How you still do it for so many years after this first like a job that you did by your own?
so it was just one of those situations where like I really liked the job, I really needed the job, and I figured, as you know, rightfully so, it's not an everyday occurrence. You know, like I'll give credit to most people. Most people keep their places relatively clean, or at least like free of roaches, right? But like I pushed myself through that particular job because like I just started the job. I didn't want to like leave a bad impression on my bosses or whatever. But like since then, like if there's a really bad place in a really bad condition, I'll do the work that I can. And if I can't do it, I'll straight up like let the customer know. And 9 times out of 10, like most people are pretty good about knowing how messy their place is. So I've been in a lot of situations like that since. Like I've been more assertive and like kind of held my ground because like just because you're paid to do a job doesn't mean you need to put yourself in unsafe and unsanitary conditions like this. And that's ultimately what that is, unsafe and unsanitary. Like you have rights. Like don't ever feel pressured. I know I look like a hardworking cowboy.
Careful not to work yourself to death there.
And in some ways I am, but don't ever feel pressured to do something that's unsafe or unsanitary. If you're like someone that does service calls at people's homes, let your supervisor know, like, hey, listen, man, like I can't do it. If they try to pressure you to do it, let them know, hey, come show me how to do it. 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna let you move along with your day. Yeah, like I mean, I've been in plenty gross homes, and sometimes you'll go in a gross home and it's nice people, and you try to do what you can. But I think what's worse than like a gross home is probably, I don't want to say gross people, but like mean people.
Yeah.
Like I've been in situations where like when I first started the job, like people would just talk to me left and right, however they wanted to talk to me. Because like, oh, you're a service person, you're here to do a job and you need to do it. You know, like I said, I grew more assertive, and like there's plenty of times people will start cursing at me, like, cable guy, you're like service, so you're like face of the company and you do the manual labor. So because you're that customer facing person, you represent the company, they're gonna like curse you out, tell you all the things you did wrong, even though it's the first time you've ever been there. And a lot of times I'll tell customers like, hey, this is my first time here. I'm here to help you. Like, let's get it done together. And like, there was plenty of times where people would curse me out, and I would literally have to stand there and be like, listen, I understand you're upset, but if you keep cursing me out, I'm going to leave and you're going to need to reschedule this.
And you will respect my authority.
I'm not here disrespecting you. Please don't disrespect me. And a lot of times people will snap out of it. Because like, I mean, I get it as a person, like I've yelled at customer service people. Like we're all guilty of it. Try not to do it, 1. And 2, try to be understanding that like the person on the other side of the phone, the technician in your home, the person at the store, they're just working a job and they're just trying to make sure that you leave happy so they can be happy with their job and get paid and provide for their families. But like this guy in this messed up situation, like I know sometimes you feel pressured to do it. And if you could stomach it, do what you need to, but like put your safety first. Don't get into any gross situations. Now, I know you haven't worked those types of service call situations, Marie, but like, is there any way that you could relate to this?
I probably know I can relate in this particular situation in any way, but I can say that I was grow up in a family where most of stuff was fixed by men, my grandfather, or me, or my mom, my granny. But in general, whatever someone comes to my house to fix something, the main thing I need to provide, clean, comfortable space. If I know I have an appointment scheduled, I better clean everything around that space where they work. Give them time, give them space, not standing and look at them, what they doing. Like be around if they need something, but at the same time, not be in their business.
You know, I'll tell you, like, as a service provider, that would annoy me, but I wouldn't ever tell customers not to do it. Like, and you're courteous, obviously, but a lot of the times and that being in that position where I'm a worker and there's someone just like,
No, I don't like to do that.
I've been in that situation, Marie.
It's
And
weird.
I just have to tell myself,
just-
like, I'm in your home. You can do whatever you want in your home. And if you want to be on my shoulder, like, I just tell them, like, hey, like, be careful. I have tools. Like, that happened to me one time. I was carrying a 75-pound, 20-foot ladder that I used to climb telephone poles. And this customer was following me in his backyard as I was running the cable, which, fine. But I told him, like, hey, keep a distance. Because, like, I don't want to drop a tool on you when I'm up on the pole. I don't want to hit you with the ladder. But he kept, like, as far as you are away from me, that's how he was from me. And at one point, I'm carrying the ladder on my shoulder. And I turn around real fast. And all he's, oh, my God. He ducks. The ladder misses him. And he's like, you almost hit me with your ladder. I was like, sir, I told you to stay away from me. And that's why. He ended up going inside and, like, giving me space afterwards.
Yeah, no, you just must give the space for work. Don't do anything that you don't want for someone did to you. I try to be around. I'm not like going away. I try to be around. What if they need something? What if they have any questions? What if they, like, one space doesn't work, they need another space? Like, be around. It's like an ethic. Everything in our life have, like, specific things you need to do to make it comfortable for you and for people around you. And of course, the space where you live must be at least as much clean as you're comfortable. And if this lady live and she's really comfortable with all this dirt and all this mess, it's fine. But when someone else interrupt your comfortable life, if you don't understand that your life is like, how did you live? That's not okay. You think like, oh, they're gonna be fine. Like everyone live that way. That's why communication and socializing in your life really important. Go to other houses, look how other people live. Have a friend. Like we exist as a collective. We exist as a society specifically because we communicate. Because we learn from each other. You look someone live better. You see, you come into the apartment and you feel good smell. The clothes is like looks pretty, like no stains, nothing. This, that, the food, and you try different stuff and you look at different stuff and you learn by that. And be absolutely sure that you don't need to do anything because you're comfortable like this and everyone lives that way. It's wrong. And if someone come to your house, I personally feel really uncomfortable if I have something out of place or dirt that is like unforgivable. It wasn't work related, but I was in the houses and rooms where people like don't care. I have a big scandal with one of my roommates. Because she's for some reason decide to sleep on the couch in the living room. And I say, hey, we have people coming out, like come in and out. My classmates, your classmates, some people who live in the building, because we all live in like together. It's kind of a dorm. Like, I understand you sleep here. I have nothing to say. It's fine. You're comfortable. You work at night. You don't want to interrupt us. I really appreciate it. But please take away your underwear. Take away your dirty socks.
Right.
Don't collect dirty dishes like on a table in the living room. At least put them in the sink. Because it makes uncomfortable to come into, like, you're not even entrance, and first that you enter in, it's a living room, and the first opinion about you gonna be through this, and the next room where when everything is clean, when everything is, at least in my opinion, clean. Because we were students, it was different. Your house is your face, and with respect to all the people who come to your house. We're wearing clean clothes, wash our face, brush our teeth when we go to talk to people. Why you don't think you need to make your house looks good when someone comes into your house? And it's kind of disrespectful towards workers, especially those who customer service, if we can call them. People think like don't care. They just do their job. They're gonna deal with anything. And you was pretty right that you just give the kind of separation, or like put the boundaries in between you, your work, and the customer, for they understand that you here not because you really want to be here. You here to fix their problem. They need you, not you need to be there. They need you. And they must provide everything for you to fix their problem. And if you're gonna be mad swearing on them, if you're gonna give them weird looks, walking after them and breathing in their ear, it's make fixing your problem more uncomfortable.
Sure.
And long, and maybe not even fix it. Just be respectful to people who do something for you to help you.
Absolutely. Well, before we conclude this, I want to read one more gross story that was a top comment on this post.
Oof.
I do HVAC. When I was in residential, we had a customer that had a no heat call. Well, I drive over there, and there are puppy pads literally all over her floor in the whole house, all used. Asked her where the furnace was so I could fix it and get the hell out. She advised it was in the basement. I walked through the door to the garage. I located the steps that led to a door with a glass window for the basement. I walked down and looked through the window because I saw shimmering all in the basement. I looked down and the last 2 or 3 steps are underwater. The shimmering was her basement full of water. Not just any water, raw sewage. Couldn't smell it in her house over the piss and poop all over the upstairs.
I have chills.
Needless to say, I got lucky and got to leave since I'm not a plumber. Imagine a house so bad you can't smell raw 3 feet of raw sewage in her basement. Worst one I've been to had some hoarders too, but nothing in that level of nasty. Someone commented, trophy. They win. A house so bad you couldn't even smell the raw poo-poo from the basement. That guy lucked out. Like I said, put your safety first. Like, hey, there's raw sewage in that basement. I'm not.
I like how you say raw. Raw sewage. Raw.
They don't
cooked.
cook it. Yeah, no, they didn't make poopy pies yet. But just wanted to leave everyone with that nasty image. And remember, guys, safety first, safety always.
And we really apologize that we have that kind of story on lunch break.
I don't apologize.
But
Real life, man.
you know, you can go home and check your clean house
Yes.
and be happy with yourself that you do everything right.
Well, that was today's lunch break. We hope you were able to keep your lunch down and not throw it up all over the place. I've been Jay. This has been Marie. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with our posts. We do lunch breaks every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Your nice little companion for your bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, that's a lot of baloney.
Yeah, love the comments and share. Share.
Bye.